Let's go. Let's do this. We're live. You're here. Let's get to it. Hello, hello. I see everyone. I saw a couple really funny comments in the chat. Oh, dang it. Now I got to try to scroll up. Oh, can I get it before it goes away? Me silently dancing to smooth jazz in a funeral. I love it. I love it. And then also someone said we should do an LS swap in the van. That would be fantastic. That would be the best. I'll get to that. I'll get to that for sure. Oh. Ban him, Adam. Give him the ban hammer. Let's do this. Welcome in. Where is everybody checking in from? I want to see what is going on. What's up? I see Killer Arcade Games in the chat there. I think this actually looks better and sounds better than before. I did a couple little tests and I was getting, Philly in the house, Colorado, Vermont, Fairfield. So I think it's looking good. I still have to kind of like look up at the chat, but that's no big deal looking up at the chat and all that stuff. New Hampshire, Bozeman, Montana. Is it still freezing up there, Taylor? San Mateo in the house, Bentonville in the house. What's up, Cobra Kyle? You up? Taking in the Bentonville? Maybe you live there now? I don't know. Last I remember, you were in Texas. Utah, Massachusetts. What's up, Mason? I see you there. Oklahoma, Eureka, Missouri. Love it. Mr. Clark from Brooklyn, sometimes in Harvard Square. Sweet. Okay, good. We're doing it. We're checking in. I love it. Alejandro Novello. Holy moly, he's got the $10 super chat. It was before, but drown your sorrows, my friend. This drink is on me. While I do not drink alcohol, and I've never had alcohol before, the $10 is very much appreciated. I appreciate it very much. Green Valley, California checking in. New Zealand, Kalamazoo. Okay, not super windy, but not freezing in Bozeman, Montana. Awesome, Taylor. Reese, yeah, you might be the only Brit. This is like, 6 p.m. on the West Coast. It's late on the East Coast and very, very late in the British time, in the GMT 0 or whatever. The Greenwich Mean Time. But very late. It's a whole nother thing. So everybody's checking in. I love it. Pocatello, Idaho. Let's get to it. Let me tell the story. I already told the story on the BKXE podcast, but I got to tell it here because it's killing me. It's killing me. So, let me get in here. Oh, you know what? Actually, I have these like little, I did some like visual aids. I did a couple like images and stuff. It takes long to get it going. Harrisonburg, Virginia, South Lake Tahoe. Love it. 3 a.m. in Sweden. I wish I could say hello in Swedish. Hey Google, how do you say hello in Swedish?
In Swedish, that's hallå.
Hello.
Anything else you want me to translate?
No, stop. Delaware checking in. All right, so I had to get, so I was going up to Everstoke, right? No, stop. Hey Google, stop. Stop. It's always dicey going to the Google during the live stream. If it bleeds, it leads. But also Monday night, this is a good time. 6 o'clock. I know there's the big game, the NCAA. Is it the final of the March Madness, or is it? It's got to be the final because it's Kansas versus UNC. But so I know people are kind of sitting around and stuff, but we'll lose some folks after I tell the story and they want to get into the big game, I'm sure. But we got a lot going on. There's a lot I could do. I could be on here all night. So, MTB Scotland, 2 a.m. in Scotland. Wait, but you live in Colorado. Maybe you're visiting home. So, do you live in Colorado? I forget. We'll get there. Mountain Bike Geek, thanks, John. Smash that like button. It's gonna be the longest story ever told because I gotta interact with you guys. That's why we're here. I could just record this video and put it out, but we got the live stream, so I gotta interact. So here's the deal. I was planning up Will Tiger playing the Masters. Dang it, he got distracted. So I was planning to head up to Everstoke. So let's say this was Wednesday. Yeah, I think it was about Wednesday. I was planning to head up to Everstoke, and our shipping container has been a mess, just totally crap everywhere, and my tools are everywhere. So I was like, I need to get the shipping container dialed in. We need a workbench, and I actually was planning on disassembling this big workbench inside the Nugatorium because it's kind of big, but it's it's kind of big to actually disassemble and put in the truck or put in the van. So this top is actually off right now because I kind of sort of started to do to do that. But so I went to Vallejo Harbor Freight. I had my eye on a really nice Harbor Freight tool chest. There we go. We got visual aids going here. Oh yeah. So I had my eye on a really nice Harbor Freight tool chest in orange. Not super expensive, pretty expensive, but very, very heavy. And I'm like, how the heck am I going to get this into the van and get it out of the van and all that crap? So I went to Vallejo. They didn't have it in stock. So then I saw that production value, it's top notch here, Mason. You know it. So can you ride with the Chico State MTB sometime? You know, somebody has sent me an email about that before, but I you know, when I was up there, I just wanted to ride. So I can always take emails from people that want to ride. It's not always going to happen. It happens less and less nowadays because I have my people that I really like riding with, and I like to ride the most gnarly trails possible, but there's still room for an invite to go out and ride and do that stuff. But so I go to Pleasant Hill. The lady behind the counter is on drugs. She's terrible. It takes forever to actually buy the to buy the actual tool chest. I get the tool chest. The guy loads it up into the van. He helps me load it up into the van because the thing is like $200 or 200 pounds, but it's so nice. It's such an amazing tool chest. This Harbor Freight stuff is always kind of yeah, it's always suspicious, but yeah, it is what it is. Oh, Biker just got one of the bigger ones. Yeah, the bigger ones were, oh man, it was definitely drawing me in. No slaps. So okay, so I got the big tool chest, and then I also bought like a tool organizer thing, or not, like a little parts bin organizer thing for the shipping container. And my sights were set, like, okay, I could get the big workbench in there, get the tool chest, organize it all, and get it going. Now this is not going to be a 90-second review of the tool chest. Yeah, maybe eventually. This is going to be like a 20-minute story here, so strap in. Yeah, Mount Penn in Pennsylvania, I do want to check that out for sure. I'm half in and half out. So, the Snap-on truck will deliver, but the Snap-on, it's also like $2,000 for the same thing that was $400. But if you end up busting up the tool chest, you're going to wish you bought once and buy once, cry once, as they say. So, here we go. I've got the tool chest in the van. I'm heading back over the bridge, you know, into Benicia, climbing up the hill towards Vallejo, getting close to my house. And I'm losing power. And the check engine light is flashing, and like the service engine soon is like there's a chime going off, which is always like, oh man, what the heck? Like, oh, service engine soon, like that doesn't happen. I'm like really good on my cars. Like I take all the freaking oil changes and all that stuff. So I'm like, oh no, here we go. I'm losing power, and the thing's flashing. I get off at the exit, and it's like clunking and stumbling, and it actually dies at the stoplight, and I'm like, no, the van is dying. So hit my emergency flashers, and people are honking at me behind me, and it's like, God, this is it's killing me. So I get the van restarted after it dies, and I kind of pull over a little bit, and now I'm like 2 minutes from my house. I lift the hood, and it is just like cranking and crunching under the hood, and I'm like, oh God, this is terrible. But what I'm gonna getting the tow truck to come out to tow it right here, right now, when going through my head, it's like, oh no, what is gonna happen? If they're gonna tow the van and something's terrible is gonna, you know, be gone, what do? I have to, hey, I'm gonna go take all my stuff out of the van while it's at the dealership, like on the lift. So it's like, I need to get home. I need to just get this thing going and get it home at least so I can take all my crap out of it. So I actually called my dad because he has one of those dolly things, and we both took the 200-pound tool chest out of the van, took my bike and camera gear and all this stuff. And I was just like, oh man, here we go. Melted chocolate inside the dash. Tow truck drivers are scary people. We got Travel the Narrow Trail with the $5 super chat. Thank you. We'll get to that. I might want to go Will Smith on these people, but I didn't quite yet. Yeah, hit the like button if you like my my story. It gets better. So The van is dead. It's crunching. It's making terrible noises. Oh yeah, I saw Bruce Mann Jr. with the 99-cent super smiley. I wonder if that can. I don't think I can bring that up on the the thing. Thank you for the super chats and the super smileys and the everything. And just being here, just hanging out is good enough for me. So, okay, get the van home. I call AAA. Of course, AAA. So I'm gonna turn 40 in a couple weeks, and I got my license when I turned 16. That means I've been driving for 24 years, and I've had AAA for 24 years, and I've paid for it for that long, and I also have AAA insurance. And I've used it once when I was 18 years old in my Camaro Z28. I ran out of gas because the gas gauge was messing up, and I remember my dad saying, don't call me if you run out of gas, because we knew the gas gauge was messed up, but it's like, oh, come on, it's fine, it's good. And we ran out of gas, so it's me and my brother. Called AAA, they were there at the little gas can, filled it up, get to the gas station. Back when gas was probably $1.50 or $2 per gallon, something like that. I don't really remember. I remember a lot of $60 fill-ups with 13. No, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, I'll do the math a different day. But so, okay, I type into the little AAA app. It's a van. It's big. And you put your make and your model of the vehicle in there. But I'm like, it's a van. I know it's possible that it could be no good. So, tow truck driver arrives. He's got a big old flatbed truck, and first thing he says, like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to take it. It's a commercial vehicle. And I'm like, well, technically it's an RV. I registered it as an RV at the DMV, so it's not like, but the size, the shape, whatever. It's a commercial vehicle apparently. You can DVR the big game. You can pause it, and then you can catch up with the commercials. There you go. So, oh yeah, can't take it. But he's willing to take pictures of the van and send it back to headquarters to see if they'll make a judgment call or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, what are we gonna do? Let's do it. So he does it. Wait there for a minute or so, and he comes back and he's like, nope, they're not gonna take it. But if you would have had AAA Premier, they probably would have taken it. Kiss my butt, AAA Premier. Come on, what? So, 24 years of being a AAA member, that's not good enough. You got to be AAA Premier, and then they'll take it. Just the worst. Just the absolute worst, because, of course, you're like, okay, now, so I had this AAA, thing that it was a nice, clean, normal person that will, take the van, take it to the dealership, where I will eventually be, screwed, where I'm just like, okay, fine, here we go. So I made an appointment for the dealership the next day, because that's where I have all the services, and that's where I do everything. So I find something on Google Maps in Vallejo that has like really good ratings, a tow truck company, call them up, and here's where it gets interesting. So call them up, and it's like, okay, nice lady on the phone, where's your location, where are you going, let me get a credit card, let me put a credit card on file. I'm like, perfect, this is good. The thing I messed up, I didn't actually ask how much the tow was going to be. Just very stupid, but it is what it is. They're going to take advantage no matter what, so let's do it. Let's have them take advantage. So, guy shows up pretty quick, nice enough guy. I had to drive the van up on the tow truck because he was a very large gentleman, and it's like the tow truck, like the platform, like the way I drove it up, like when I got out of the van, I had to like shimmy down the thing, so it was like kind of funny. So, what's up, Dawn? Sarah's working on the van. I got her on there. She's gonna charge a lot for labor, but she'll get it. So yeah. So, in the talking to the tow truck driver, he's like, hey man, how are you gonna pay the toll? I'm like, the bridge toll? Why would I have to pay the bridge toll? It's like a company. I'm sure this is gonna be expensive, but it's like, okay, I'll pay cash. So I run inside and I get $7 bills because the bridge toll is $7. And I know everyone on Patreon, you already heard the story. Don't spoil it. What's up, Sarah? I see you there. So I get the money, I bring the $7 to him, and he takes it from me, and he's like, counts it, and he's like, and I'm like, yeah, it's $7. And He's like, more like 700. And I'm just like, I don't know what he said. He doesn't know what I'm saying, I guess. And we get in the car and we go. And that's when, here we go. We got the video of the van being towed. And there's the proof right there. So about a minute later, after I took that video, he was like, he called me on the phone. Hey man, it's your tow truck driver. Why'd you give me the $7? It's like, for the bridge toll? And he's like, no, the toll, not the tow, or the tow. No, for the tow. T was saying, how are you going to pay for the tow, not how are you going to pay for the toll. It was just enough accent where, what are you going to pay for the tow? Like where I didn't understand what he was saying, the tow. So I'm like, oh, credit card, of course. Like they took my credit card. My credit card is on file. Charge the credit card. And he was like, oh no man, the fees, the credit card fees. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. And then so that was kind of on the phone. And then we get to the tow truck or get to the dealership, and I get in and take the van off the back of the tow bed, crawling in and crawling out. I should have flopped down and hurt myself on the. Paul the Punter, Brian experiences my everyday in America. Nobody knows what you're saying. I saw Kevin 1981 with the $1 super chat. Thank you, my man. I appreciate it. So we get there, and he's still pushing cash. You got to pay cash. Oh, you got to pay cash, man. It's going to be $500, because I had forgot to actually ask. I was like, oh yeah, how much is this actually going to be? Like, oh, it's going to be $500. What's your bank? What's your bank? Let's just go to the ATM real quick. Let's get that. You see where this is going, right? And so, well, kind of, sort of. But, so, of course, we're at the dealership. The van is off. We're on, like, blocking everything happening at the dealership. Brian Abney, the $10 super chat. Here's some help for the van. Oh yeah, we're getting there. Thank you for the $10. I appreciate it. The tow truck driver did not have the Joey Trek accent. He was not from Jersey. So, we're blocking everything at this point. So like the anxiety is like, God, I gotta pay this guy. I gotta get him to go away. Like my credit card's on file. I gave it to the lady over the phone. You gotta bribe him. So then I'm like, no, I'm gonna do credit card. So he has the dispatch send me an email with a PDF where I have to fill out a PDF. And I'm like, what am I? Oh, I was like looking at my phone in disbelief and like talking to the tow truck driver. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with like, so I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going to go in there and ask them, the people at the dealership, to print this PDF out and me to like write the numbers, my credit card numbers on this piece of paper. So the tow truck driver calls up the dispatch and he's like, hey man, this guy's all confused. He doesn't know, he doesn't know what's going on. So the tow truck driver puts the dispatch guy on the phone and he's like, hey, I'm like, I'm on my phone. How am I going to do this PDF? He's like, oh, no problem. I can send you a DocuSign and you can just fill this out. You can get it and send it right back to us. And I'm like, oh, okay, that should be easier. I don't know how hard it's going to be to type in all that stuff on the phone, but okay. Hey, by the way, Mr. Dispatcher, how much is the tow? And he's like, well, it's $220 per hour, minimum 2 hours, so it's $440. So I'm like, oh, okay, because the tow truck driver said it was $500. This feels like a scam. And the guy on the phone, the dispatch guy, was like, had heard this a million times, I'm sure, because he was like, sir, please don't be disrespectful. Please don't be disrespectful. As I was like laughing in his face about the it was just too good. It was too good. It's like, you just know that guy had heard that before. He's like, if this was a scam, I would have charged your credit card and not given you the service. And I'm like, that's where I didn't have any good comebacks until later. I'm like, okay, then you're a grifter then. You're not a scammer, but you're a grifter. Or whatever this is. The tow truck driver really is the guy that's at fault because, this, they're not on the same page enough to really, So yeah, tow truck, because you're at your weakest point. If that would have happened to Sarah when she's on the side of the road and somebody said, "Oh, it's this much," and then it was actually this much, they gotta find that. You gotta find that guy. You gotta tune him up a little bit. Me and some of my friends, me and my cousins go find him and give him the what for. So, but it's so funny. I go through life and people definitely see me as a mark. Like, just lots of people definitely just enough to, like, either I'm a bleeding heart or they could take advantage of me. Like, it's mostly shady characters and stuff, but it's like, ugh. So, so do it. I'm just sitting there. Yeah, it's my smile. It gets me every time. So yeah, that friggin', it had to be more than could not have been more than 23 minutes from my house to the dealership to the tow truck, and it was pretty quick. But so my credit card gets charged, we're good. Tow truck driver comes over, he's like, "Okay, man, we're good," and he gives me like a fist bump, and then like, "No tip?" I just laughed in his face. I just had to laugh in his face, where it's just like, "Oh, no tip." I said, "I gave you $7 in cash that you're still holding on to. What's the deal with that? Is that not enough? What's the deal? Oh, here's $70. Go for it." So, MD Patton with the $5 super chat. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Verizon roadside assistance. Okay, will they take a van? Man. Yeah. Tipping is everywhere in the culture. It's just all about tipping. It's all you have terrible service, and then you try to accept tips. I can go on and on about my friggin' Paul the Punter reimbursing me for the generous tip. Thank you very much for the $6.99 Canadian. I appreciate that. Oh man, but the tips, I hate it. I cannot, like, I've talked about this. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. I apologize for any restaurant workers and servers out there, but I cannot remember the last time I ever had good service at a restaurant. And of course, I do 20% just because you're guilted into or whatever. But nobody has earned a tip in the past 20 years of me going anywhere and doing anything, of feeling good about the service you get. Les Schwab. If you ever go to Les Schwab, those people actually can speak to you, and they have a good demeanor, and they're like real people. It's quite nice. But that's about the only experience that I had. In-N-Out Burger is pretty good because it's just a little bit more with the fast food minimum wage worker, where it's a little bit more. So, holy moly, we got big truck. Here's your tip, get lost by Lawrence. I drove the van up the ramp and the guy wanted a tip. Exactly. Big truck, big RV. Time for a South Texas collab. I'll even build a huge mound for you to ride down in my yard. Thank you for the $20 super chat. I'm going to do a backflip off of that and go for it. So that was the tow truck driver, section of the story. I get the van. I kind of crank the van up, and it goes just enough for me to pull it into the service bay. And the thing I think I forgot to talk about in the Patreon version of the story was that I pulled up in the service bay, and I was like way too close to the entrance where all the mechanics were coming and going for their morning meeting or whatever. So there was like 20 people coming and going, and they're all having to squish by the van like when they went in. So I'm like, oh God, I gotta move the van. And I tried to start it, and I couldn't start the van. So just like, damn it. Oh, it is what it is. So, yep, I go to the service guy, talk to him. It's the same guy to go all the time, and he's a really nice guy. He knows me at least. So I'm like, hey, got the van in. I'm sure it'll be about $12,000. And he was like, don't say that. Don't say that. It's probably just a loose spark plug or something like that. So we authorized the service. The next day, he has to call me. He's like, hey, man, can we take off the front bumper guard thing? I'm like, yeah, of course, take off the front bumper guard. Then he doesn't call me for like another day. And then the next day, calls me and, hey, man, you got a minute? Bad news. You blew the engine. Cylinder number 2 went through the valve head, and you got to have a whole engine replacement. Your $12,000 jinxed you. Yeah, this was just Wednesday. 77,000 miles on the van. New engine required. $13,000 plus out of pocket. Oh no, so bad, so bad. So yeah, I should have tipped him. So just the worst possible thing. Kerwin with the $5 super chat. If I leave a tip, it's only 10%. So yeah, the van is currently sitting at the dealership, and I had to go put down a $7,000 deposit to start work on the van. Because it was funny, because in my mind, the van was like all torn apart and everything was kind of in the service bay already. But when I came there this morning, when I went there this morning and I looked in to the parking lot, the van was like put together and parked in a parking spot, which totally makes $7,000 deposit, not $7 tip. But so the van was put together and put over to the side because obviously these guys get burned all day, every day. And someone says you have a $13,000 repair, they're like, no, and they take the van back and put it somewhere and it never gets fixed ever again. So that's very naive of me to think that, you know, the guys were halfway working on the van and that it was just sitting there and ready to go, where it's like, no, they have to frickin' just like, nope, put it back together, document it, and then once there's actually like money, then it's good. Oh yeah, there we go. Biker just paid $14K for his engine, and the 6 months, yeah, apparently the engine is back ordered as well, so it's not good. And Nicoya with $5 super chat, thank you, man. Here's a few bucks for the LS swap fund. I know, I actually said that. My dad said that when we were talking about it, like, oh, just get a bigger engine if it's out already. I was like, yeah, what the hell? It would be badass to get like a V8. But then my mileage would go down from 12.5 miles per gallon to like 7 miles per gallon or something. So yeah, it's gonna be a while for sure. Thank you for the $5 super chat, which equates to 0.038% of the van repair. We got this. We got this. I appreciate it very much. I tell the story because it is a funny story, and also, you know, it's going to be a while before I get back in the van. But that's not terrible. Ooh, I'm not going to miss it. I'm not going to miss it. But it's a Dodge. It's more of a Fiat. It's more of a Fiat Ducato. Oh, Tyler Joller with this $20 super chat. Got the Skeletor triggered. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, who knows what caused it, really. Just driving the way I drive, and I did the good services and stuff. But yeah, I need a Hellcat engine. I do drive pretty, you know, when I get on the freeway, I get on the freeway. So it is what it is. Richie Live with the $5 super chat. We're doing this. We're gonna make this van up. We're gonna get this thing paid for tonight. I saw the story posted while I was headed down to Gooseberry Mesa. Now I hear it live. Thank you, thank you. Fiat. It's like fiat money. Fiat Ducato. It's all fake. Crasher McSquirrel with the $10 super chat. Thank you, my man. Maybe I can give you money and buy myself some good karma on your engine. Exactly. That's what we're going to do. We're going to heap all the bad karma onto me right now. I'm like Vin Diesel behind the wheel. You know, life is 1/4 mile at a time. MLC Adventures, thank you very much. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Hashtag van fund. Just put, yeah, RPMs are the death for sure. It's like, oh man, it's just... it's always something. No insurance, no warranty. It just, it is what it is. I should have, the second it started clunking, I should have just drove it into a pole and just been like, oh man, something happened. I don't know, a deer ran out. And, oh, $5 super chat. Keep my van's name out your mouth. I did that recently. Somebody said something. I pulled that. It's going to be an all-time classic. That's a good question. What would happen if Alexine Lautrec Samper's van went down? That's the toughest thing when you're actually living in the van, and if it goes down, it's definitely something bad. You know, those people had been calling me a lot about my warranty on my vehicle. I guess I should have actually should have bit on it. But yeah, being home was the bonus. Because, like, what? If I was in Amarillo, Texas, and I got it towed to the dealership, what do you pay to get it towed back home? Do you just do it in Texas, and that is what it is? It's like, oh, man, what do you do? Exactly, the extended warranty calls. Exactly. We heard that your extended warranty. I've never had a crazy car trouble. But I will say that the van leading up to this, it was pretty much $1,200 every other or every third service, where it's like, okay, get the oil change. Oh, but you're gonna your thermostat. Oh, it's really doing. You know, there was always something. I hate cars. I hate cars so much and all that stuff. So, yeah, I want to go to Palo Duro and Amarillo in yellow. It was cheaper and expensive. It would have been cheaper. I should have broke down in Texas. Brian Downs, some spare change from your 2022 Turbo Levo Pro saddlebag for you. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. It's the $10 coming in. I should have just done it myself. Order the engine. Just watch a lot of YouTube videos and get it going. Oh man, Benjamin, my dad's old car engine broke down with 2 days left on the warranty. Oh man. But yeah, just quite brutal. It's quite horrific actually, because it's like taxes and estimated taxes and all this stuff, but which everything else is just crunch time coming down. So yeah, it's nasty. It's nasty. Yeah, I could have done some kind of. I should have reached out to Rich Rebuilds and had him put a Tesla into my my ProMaster. Dan S says ProMaster, Sprinter, or Transit if you bought again today. Good luck. I think the Sprinter is the choice, but it was like twice as expensive. The ProMaster is like 40 grand all said and done, like 35, sticker price or whatever. But when you're drive it off the lot, you're up to like 43 or whatever. But and the Fords, they're good, but the Sprinter is like kind of the more positive thing. But yeah, no go on the Ram, I'd say. No go. Just for the... Thank you for the $10 super chat, Dan. Mr. Dr. 89 with the $4.99 super chat. Guess that means you'll have to travel overseas in the downtime. Exactly. No van needed. Go travel overseas with the extra $3 I have in my pocket. Whoop, 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 whoop. We're doing it. We're doing it. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm a famous YouTuber. Of course I'm rich. Of course. It's a drop in the bucket for me. Never had to struggle for a moment in my life. We got the fraud detector checking in with a $10 super chat. It's not fraud. We have pictures. We can prove it. The glass is half full. It's less gas right now for sure. So, at least I am planning to be on the East Coast, and yeah, it's a little bit better. So it's not as bad. Yep, just jack up the Patreon to $10 a month and solve it like that. $3 a month at this point is a little ridiculous with the inflation and everything, but it's so funny to like, excuse me guys, is it okay if I charge you more? So we'll see. I think about that a lot, where it's like, but then you just scare everyone off, and then it's like, that's fine. But some people are willing to pay, some people aren't. $3 a month for Patreon just seems like a very fair exchange when gas wasn't $6 a gallon. Oh, yep. So, no, the Kias and the like have the $100,000 or 100,000 mile warranty, but not this one. Not this one. Not this time. So we're doing good. This is great. We got through the story. I'm not dead yet. I've got my little checklist of stuff I want to talk about. The Moab trip was so good. The Moab trip was amazing with Aaron from MT Being Adventures. Go check out his channel. I didn't do my little thing. I was going to do like a little overlay video thing, but I was testing my audio and video before, and I think it should be in sync. I don't know how in sync it is, but go check out Aaron from MT Being Adventures. I have the link in the description of this video, and it was so good, so good. Oh yeah, we got a real deal. FSR MTB with the super chat, with the $10 super chat. It almost looks like it's a picture of the thing. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Thank you. It helps. And we got Biker coming through with the $49.99, triggering the Macho Man Randy Savage. Just because I know what it feels like to be hit with a new engine. These things never happen when you actually have the money. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate it very, very much. We're doing it. You know, this is also my 6th year anniversary on YouTube. I uploaded my first YouTube video 6 years ago to this day. The feedback rack repair stand. A lot of you were around back then. I know Biker was around back then. The very beginning of this YouTube adventure and all the craziness, and it's really good that we're still here. We're still hanging out. We still got people, and it's quite cool. I went back. I grabbed a clip of my first video too to do it. Fraud detector checking in with another $10, but I didn't leave a message. When you're on your phone, sometimes it's hard to see that you could leave a message when you do the chat, but if I see you say something, I'll try to call it out, fraud detector, because you're 20 bucks deep now and you haven't got your message out. I want you to get your message out, baby. Thank you, RG Castro with the big hug. Yeah, you've been here for a long time. You've been around from the beginning. I remember that name. There's a lot of names I remember from the beginning. Oh, okay, fraud detector. Oh, I missed it. I missed it. Scrolling through. Oh, it was a super sticker. Oh no, that was FSR with the super sticker. Oh, there's too much. It's too much. You need to ride Eastern Washington and Northern Idaho. When you're ready, I'll take you. Hit me up with an email. I would appreciate that. You just have to Google contact BKXC, and I know there's good stuff in that little range. Salmon, Idaho, if that's what you're talking about, Salmon, Idaho looks amazing. It looks like there's like 3 or 4 big descents in that area, and I would love to do that. I want to do some big, gnarly downhill type goofiness. After riding the Portal Trail, I'm jonesing. I'm jonesing for some intense MTBing, some MTBing adventures. The MTBing Adventures Deluxe Package, as we call it. So yeah, check out Aaron's channel. Oh, thank you, Jonathan Sheets. Just watching does matter. Like the Portal video from Saturday is up to 66,000 views or something after a couple days, which is huge, which actually does make money. So you guys watching the video and sharing the video, but that's on me. It's on me to create something that you're like, holy crap, did you guys see this video? And you actually share it with your friends and you talk about it, because that's what makes the world go round, what makes my world go round. But I also make videos that maybe aren't as shareable, but are still enjoyable just to get stuff out, because there's this whole balance of power of like, if you're like, no, I need to only make the best possible videos, then you never make any videos, and it's tough. So Jonathan Sheets, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. I appreciate it. Yep, rebuilding after throwing a piston is a bad idea. You just gotta do it. You know, that's what the guys in the old. It was 77,000 miles on the van when it blew up. Thank you, Jess H, with the $10 super chat. I will keep up the awesome work. I appreciate it. We're doing this. Okay, man, I've got this wireless keyboard, and the scrolling on it is just god awful. I'm trying to like go up and down scrolling, and I'm fighting it the whole way. I'm gonna have to trade into now I lost my place. I lost it. Thank you, Mountain Bike Geek, with the $2.99 Australian dollary dues. First comment from Brian is on a gimbal test that I did. Yes, I remember those days. Definitely like looking at all the different gimbals and trying to find some oh, okay, here, is this it? Is that it? Oh, I see a Rogue Ranger. Rogue Ranger 520 with the $10 super chip. Super chip. Super chip in my brain. Hope for a quick fix and quick return. Thank you. Thank you for that $10 super chat. I am without a car. Sarah has the RAV4. I sold the RAV4 a while back, my RAV4, because I didn't think I needed 2 cars. But now maybe I should have had a daily driver instead of putting the hard miles on there. Trail Feature says the $5 super chat. I know what's wrong with it. Ain't no gas in it. I actually did have like a weird did somebody put something in my gas tank, or did something what? How could this just all of a sudden just no warning sign? Like, the van has been driving perfectly fine for so long, and it's just so bizarre. But it's cars. I've never had a catastrophic car repair. I've only had the little ticky-tacky kind of stuff. Pineapple Douche with the $5 super chat. My wife and I love watching your videos, but that Portal video had us worried about you. I know. It's definitely intense. It was definitely scary. But the thing you got to remember is that the GoPro excels on cliffs. Cliff sides, the GoPro looks 10 times worse. But when you're actually going down a trail, the GoPro looks 10 times terrible. So it's like most of the stuff I ride is actually super scary and I could hurt myself on horrifically, but the GoPro doesn't show it. But when you got a cliffside, then the GoPro all of a sudden gets people definitely sweaty. Greg Zabobo. Here's some Oreo funds. Write that repair off and tow off. Consider a manufacturer service plan on the next vehicle, and I hope to see you on the trail sometime. Definitely a lesson learned when it's so important for my van, for my business, and all this stuff. The TAC was not in the red zone. I don't think the TAC was in the red zone, but yeah, it's good. That's a good question. But the thing about the write-offs, it's like I'm just a single person. Like I have an LLC for BKXC, and I think it's a totally waste of money. I have to pay $800 a year when it's just pass-through income. When you're a single member LLC, it's completely pointless. I don't know how I got talked into doing the LLC thing. So then I just take the standard deduction because it all seems to work out. So there's really no business write-offs whatsoever. It's just I'm upside down. I don't know what I'm doing, obviously. Truett Bloxham. Awesome Moab video. Thank you for the $10 super chat, Truett. Awesome Moab video. Hope the van gets fixed soon. Thank you. There's more Moab videos to come. We've got, we did Captain Ahab was the first one. Then we went to, oh God, I'm already forgetting. We did a little bit of whole enchilada. So we did Porcupine Rim. And then it was Portal. And then we did Rock Stacker in Jackson's, which is like crazy. Yeah, California LLC is $800 a year. So Leo, you might be in a different zone than the old California. And then after Rockstacker, Slick Rock, which is so good. And then we did some 18 Road and Fruta. And then the final was Horse Thief's Bench. And on Patreon, you already saw it. And it was pretty amazing. Alejandro Novello with a $2. They are a little, I have a medium, and they are a little more like a slightly more slim fitting shirt, which I like with the this type for the Trail One shirts. And hopefully we ran out of shirts pretty quickly, and hopefully we'll stick to the same shirt every single time. So yeah. Matt Gist with the thank you for the $2, Alejandro. Matt Gist with the $20 super chat. My wife has always tolerated the MTB rides, but she's riveted by the Everstoke figuring it out videos. So that's good. That's good. I like those too, and it's very they're always interesting to me. They don't get very many views, but there's so much interesting stuff always going on with Everstoke that it's quite ridiculous. It's always a crazy one. I'm just making sure I didn't miss any super chats here. Got Jess. We got this. Grayleaf, $10 super chat. Okay, I saw that one. This will help with some washer fluid. gotta get the antifreeze. Thank you, Grayleaf. It's the system here, it's just so tough. The scrolling through all this stuff, and we'll do it. We're doing it. We're doing it. Eat Nose Nuggets with the $1 super chat. I see him coming through. Da, 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 da. So I've done the itemized deductions before, and it was the standard deduction was more than the itemized deduction. So I was like, what's the point of doing itemized deduction if the standard deduction is more? So it's Brian Downs with the with the $4.99 super chat. I wish Elon would make a plug-in MTB e-vehicle thing. That would be pretty cool. Our savior, Elon Musk. Oh, I shouldn't even bring up his name. It's like bringing up Joe Rogan. People just can't handle it. Nikoya with the $5 super chat. Super chat, chipping in for a tax accountant, get those deductions figured out. I've had a couple accountants here and there, and I didn't really get anything out of them. Like, I don't know what happened in the translation, but I don't know. I don't know. It's, yeah. Something. Andrew Dawson, Palisade Plunge. I would love to do the Palisade Plunge. I want to do the last 16 miles, not the first 16 miles. Preston Davis says, so you'll be riding Crockett more. I'll keep an eye out. Staying local. I actually won't be as local, but I can't. It was one of the couple places I can actually ride to from my house. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat, Preston. Tax attorney. Oh, I need an attorney. I got to get an attorney on the case. Daniel Croft with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, my man. Maybe. Oh, there we go. What was the hardest part of Mag 7? The hardest part was the 16 miles of kind of just getting through it. And you read all the comments on people commenting about Portal. They're like, we finished in the dark. We didn't have enough water. We didn't start it. So like just getting through the first 16 miles, which is trending downhill, is actually the first part. But the Gold Bar Rim was ridiculous. Ridiculous climbing challenges up and down, and so many good climbing challenges. It was just so dang cool. But the exposure was a little tingly, but those couple sections that I walked were the ones that you should walk and that were I could handle it. Oh, I see it. I see it. Yeah, TRD camper van. I know. Forerunner would be so cool. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Richie. My buddy Steve, spokesman at MTV, has a very nice Forerunner that's just like mouth-watering. But the van is just so good. The van is just so good. It's the best. After I was like not sold on it at all, and then went with it, and I'm gonna stick to it for now. I would love nothing more to love than just sell the van and just be done with it, but it's not gonna happen. There's too many things I want to do, too many places I want to go, and it's still the perfect tool for the job for now. We got Leo P in the house. Was there anything weird with the van before it broke? I've got 75,000 miles on my ProMaster. So I had to do a thermostat change, or there was a leaky thermostat or something a couple months ago, but I didn't notice that. Like, I had not noticed that there was anything different. There was no crazy smells. There was nothing that I saw with the thermostat leak or coolant leak or whatever it was. So that was just like, yes, okay, you guys say I got to spend $1,200. I'll spend $1,200 and get this fixed. Thank you. So nothing weird at all. It was totally out of the blue, where the van had been working perfectly fine. The same as ever, good power and all that stuff. Woo! Andrew Dawson checking in with the Macho Man Randy Savage, snap into a Slim Jim. Thank you so much. The $50 super chat. Fix that van. We can do it. We can do it. We got to be at least halfway there. Everyone's here. We've got it. We're there. Yeah, at this point, if the shop, if the dealership like opens it up and realizes it's their fault, there's just no way. It's like, oh no, we're gonna do it. What was your reaction to the call saying it'd be 13,500? Too bad you didn't know it was coming. You could have had a reaction video. Man, it's just one of those things. Like, it is what it is. It's just it's funny too, because it's like, if it's 13,000 or if it's 50,000 or if it's 300,000, it's all the same. Of like, okay, here we go. $1,000 a month and try to pay it off over 100 years or whatever, where you can only do so much. You only have so much money. There's only so much that's possible. So it's like, okay. So it hurt me a little bit. I'd kind of been doing all this tax stuff before, so I was already crushed by the money thing. So adding this on top of it was like, what's another like kick in the nuts? It doesn't really even matter. Yeah, that's definitely like the mindset for sure, where it's just like, whatever, fine. It makes me a mark, makes me a fool maybe, to not just be like, okay, now when you say the second cylinder blew, what happened? Now run it through me. I'm just like, yeah, fix it, whatever, go for it. Like it is what it is. So yeah, I know many people that have the mindset of like, nope, we're gonna get towed back home, and then I'm gonna look at YouTube and I'm gonna Google it. It's like, I don't have time for this. I don't have time to like save $1,000 or save $2,000 on something where it's like, it is what it is. I'm gonna do it. Exactly. I could just use 5 cylinders. I don't know what the big deal is. Just turn off the cylinder. I actually do remember a long time ago, one of my girlfriends, her car was like, it was very low on power. It's like a 4-cylinder, and it's like we were getting crazy good gas mileage, and it was really low on power. I'm like, this is so weird. So I popped the hood, and one of the spark plugs was just disconnected. And it's like, what? Why is this eco mode where one of the spark plugs is disconnected and the fuel should still be getting shot into the engine, right? Or and that was an older car too. It's like cars back then weren't smart enough to know, don't shoot fuel into the engine. That maybe even back then, but I was so surprised. It was like, how is that possible? Coastside MTB with the $50 super chat. Macho Man Randy Savage, just alive and well in our hearts and minds. Thank you for that, Coastside MTB. I appreciate you. Oh. Guardian Ironworks with the $5 super chat. Thank you. Here you go, Brian. 50 State Shred is what got me into mountain biking. Wow, that's really cool. I love hearing that, man. That was a very fun time. I think back at some of those weeks where it's like I rode 5 states in a row, like drive 3 hours, drive 8 hours in the van, putting miles on the van, destroying the van, and just going to the next different spots and all that stuff. And it was awesome. It seemed very daunting at first. And then with the pandemic, it seemed double daunting, but it wasn't. I was able to just get up and go and make the states happen, just boom, boom, boom. And I definitely want to get redemption in Missouri, because I only rode Backyard Trail Builds Seth's backyard in Missouri. So soon I'm going to get some Missouri redemption. I think I'll do another 50 state shred in like 2030. I'll do a 10-year anniversary. That'd be pretty cool. We got Justin Osborne checking in with the Skeletor. The $20 super chat. Grab a few sleeves of Oreos on me. I tip my cap to you, my friend. Keep living the dream for the rest of us. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best to stay on top of it, to keep these videos coming, to give you guys something to watch, to enjoy, and trying to do 2 videos a week. It's not going to happen over the next couple of weeks with everything going on and stuff, but that's the goal because as you may have seen on my Instagram story, I went to Are You Garbage live last night. My favorite podcast, Are You Garbage? Me and my brother, front row tickets. So good. Cobb's Comedy Club in San Francisco. I got the shirt. My brother brought me the shirt because I was so excited. Middle Class Famous, baby. These guys started their podcast during the pandemic, and it's just totally taken off. And they use Patreon just like I use Patreon. And they're like, Patreon's the greatest thing in the world, because they would not be able to just, get a podcast up and running without Patreon. So it's really cool. Like, got a picture with them. They're on my Instagram and stuff. So I love it. It was great. Hearing my brother laugh so hard and all that stuff was the best. I saw a couple. 51 state shred by that. Yeah, there might be hopefully there's like 55 states by 2030, because we need more states. We need Texas and New York and California to get broken up into more states, so everyone can have their what they want out of their state instead of having these giant states. Back in the day, Massachusetts was Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and like a bunch of stuff. Rhode Island, like the whole thing was Massachusetts. Maybe not Rhode Island, but Massachusetts was huge, and they're like, yeah, we got to break this up. Like, we've always been breaking up the states to have, you know, more bang for your buck. We got Alec Singletary in the house, brother, with a $10 super chat. Best of luck with the van woes. Justin and I work together. Love your videos. Shout out from Houston, Texas. That's awesome. Very, very cool. He was on call last night. He wasn't supposed to have his phone off. A guy recognized me at the comedy show last night too. It's always awesome to give a little high five. And yep, we got to keep the van alive for sure. For sure. I know. It's cars though, right? Everybody's got a story about cars. You hear about Teslas, like, oh, the battery pack only lasted this long. Oh, it got punctured and it blew up. So cars are cars. They always will be. But it is a bummer. Thank you, Taylor. This is great. We did good. AZMTV. Wait, what happened? You got to drag the playhead back to the beginning. I did the whole story at the beginning. It was a 20-minute story. I regaled you. It was awesome. It was the best story of all time, except for I saw in the corner of my eye someone said, your storytelling skills need to, I like you, but I don't like your storytelling skills. Come on, that was a pretty good story. That's all I do is talk for a living. But one comment like that just gets real deep in your brain, and it just sits in there and it festers. That is the content creator thing. Reading that comment is worse than getting a $13,000 bill from the dealership. I'll tell you that much. That's a little real talk. I have thin skin, of course. Rick, with the $50 super chat. Maybe not a new van, but you can buy an air fryer. Google air fried Oreos and thank me later. Oh, Sarah, are you taking notes? You may have seen recently everybody talking about how bad seed oils are for you, and like I got a deep fryer for Christmas, and I've always been hating on the air fryer because I had some air fried lumpia, and I was just like, this isn't the same. This kind of But now it's like, yeah, maybe the air fryer is good because you hear about you can get like frozen stuff like right out of the freezer, put it in the air fryer, and do it. So air fried Oreos, it's the air that makes it work. Cozy Bear with a $9.99 super chat. Here's a little to get you going again. Thank you. Come out and ride Black Hawk, Colorado. Ooh. Practice your doubles first. Jumping. Red alert, we have jumping Black Hawk, Colorado. Man, there's so much in Colorado that is just like I haven't seen. I've heard about, in my head. I've got it, but I don't have it, I gotta see it. I felt wined and dined by the story. Thank you, Mike. I see that. I saw that. I missed it. I misclicked. This mouse is garbage. I do not have a convection toaster. Quentin Price with the $2 super chat. Did you attend college? Yes, I attended California State University, Chico, which I did a video about recently. And yeah, I see someone asking the same question over and over. You gotta pick your spots, basically. Like you gotta wait till the chat lulls just enough. If you're gonna try to do a question, you just gotta jump in. It's like jump rope, and it's very impossible tonight. So I'm sorry, but when you ask the same question over and over, I just block it out because it is what it is. But you gotta it's double dutch. You gotta jump in. There will be a point where nope, nothing's happening and nobody's talking. Quentin, yes, I went to Chico State. I got a degree in journalism. I worked at the Orion, the student newspaper, which was a great experience, a huge game changer in my life of doing something that I really liked and realizing that college degrees are pretty much just, that's not the thing. It's the extracurriculars. It's being involved in something that has more of the real world experience. And it was very, very good. You got to go to the beginning, Kenny. You got to go to the beginning. See you, Emil. Jim Johnson with the $10 van love. Thank you for the van love. I love it. See, GMTB, this would have been the spot. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're doing it now. Hello, how are you? Been watching for a while. Going to Pisgah next week. Any trail suggestions? My favorite in Pisgah was the Avery Bennett loop. So if you Google BKXC Avery Bennett, you will probably find it, and that is just amazing flow tech. It's just crazy how difficult and chunky the trail is while still being flowy. Pisgah is crazy. It is so crazy. What happened to the van? What happened to the van? You gotta start from the beginning. It's all there. You could. I have my live videos where you can pull it back to the beginning. The Biking Preacher with the $10 super chat. Peace be with you. Thank you very much. Left hand OHV. Interesting. I like the suggestions. I like the random stuff that I've never heard of. Is always like piques my interest because it's like, ooh, does this guy actually shred? Does he actually love like really tough stuff? Maybe he does, and that's gonna be like really good. Darren Jacobs, what's up, man? Long time no see, Darren, with the $27.99 Canadian dollary dues. We've got, when do you think Everstoke will be open for business? We're working on it. We're getting pretty close. We had an awesome work party this weekend with the inner circle of folks. Had a lot of people. We cleared a lot of brush. We got a lot going. So I think we're gonna get it going. I think I'll leave the video on so the ad money pays for the engine. So we'll get there. We'll definitely get there. I think at least for the first year or so, it's going to be like a Patreon invite kind of thing of like, okay, we got to beta test this. We got to figure this out and how we're going to actually get it up and running and do it all without burning the place down. Enough, like with 7 people there, enough random stuff of like, oh man, this could happen. This is dangerous. Oh, somebody's leaving their trash out at night. Oh, great. And it's like, nobody wants to leave their trash out, but when there's 7 people hanging out and you're hanging out by the fire and you go to bed, you leave your trash out. Then the bears come. So we're gonna workshop it. We're gonna beta test it, and we're gonna get it going. You'll know. Econo Ryan 7.3. Ooh, the Econo. Here's to the mechanic twisting the wrench 2 times. The $5 super chat gives you about 180 degrees of a nut getting put on. Thank you for that, Connor Ryan. The best knee guards, I really like the Sam Pilgrim 7 IDPs. They've worked really good. I should get a new pair because they're kind of torn up and a little flippy floppy sloppy, but I like those knee pads. They've been very good to me, and I think there's a version that has the Velcro too, which I might go to next time. Stuart Bibb with the Canadian 50 super chat checking in. So that's at least $100, right? It's 50 Canadians, $100 American. We're doing this. We are doing this. Thank you, Stuart. If you have a message, now's a good time because everything's slowing down now. So you can get in there with a little message. Because I see you missed the message, but maybe you had it up there. Brett, yeah, I've done 401 Trail and Dr. Park. I've done Dr. Park twice, and I have videos on those amazing trails. I cannot wait to do them again. They need to be on the Trail 1 list for sure. Because so many things. The idea with the Trail 1 list is I have to write it again now that Trail 1 is up and running, and kind of make a fresh video about it. So Portal is definitely going on the Trail 1 list. Captain Ahab definitely going on the Trail 1 list. I just have to do the write-ups for the website and post them and kind of take pictures and stuff like that. Just haven't done it. I'll get it. I'll be I think there. Yeah, it's $40 USD. I don't believe it. It is a little less. I have gotten maybe a dogs have chased me a couple times while bike riding, but nothing's ever landed a blow. But yeah, maybe some. I've scared a couple bears, not a lot, but a few bears have run out in front of me, and they always just get scared off and stuff. I can't let you borrow my Sprinter, but if you want to bungee your bike to a motorcycle, thank you. You've been around forever. Nicoya's been on the live streams probably from the start. Yeah, the yak was definitely. It was a bluff charge, but when I was in Tibet/China, the Tibetan Autonomous Region or Tibetan Prefecture of China, there was a yak on the trail. It got cornered. If you Google BKXC yak, it'll come up. Yeah, I have made it to Copper Harbor. It's funny, man. Like if you go to, or even Google BKXC map, or just go to my website bkxc.bike, I have a map of everywhere I've been, and I still have to update it. And I kind of do it in batches. I should try like once a year or once a month. I should do like once a month to update the map, but I kind of wait and don't update it as much as I should. But if you look at that map, you can zoom into places that maybe you thought I didn't ride, or whatever. Oh, Sarah's in the chat with the Copper Harbor video. Copper Harbor was scary as hell, and I am very curious to get back there and try it again and see if I'm better. So, yeah. Thank you, Connor. I appreciate that. The positive vibes are... they're good. They help for sure. That's like what this is all about, is the positive vibes. I get the positive vibes from you. I make the positive vibes for you as well. And we're kind of talking about how I was kind of going on a rant about making videos and putting stuff out, because when you're down, it's great to listen to a audio comedy podcast. That's what I was trying to say. So it's sometimes I worry that it's like, man, I just want to inspire people. I want people to get out and mountain bike. But it's okay if you just watch the videos. Like, it doesn't matter. It's okay. That's okay too. But if there's just that hope that people get more fit, get off the couch, go do and see things, because the things that I've seen are just so amazing, and you can do it too, is the thing I try to... I haven't really put that little, that positive kind of spin on it in a while, kind of do my little preaching in the videos, but that's a huge part of what I hope, is that I inspire action, not just, oh, that was a cool video, that was great. Jeff Rogers with the $20 super chat. On a scale of 1 to 10, what was the pucker factor on Horse Thief Bench? Whoo, baby. So that one just hit Patreon. It was a good one. That was, Horse Thief Bench was like, I knew it was within my wheelhouse, and I was even like, oh man, I'm just going to hit it blind. I'm just going to ride right into it. You're not going to ride right into it. It's not that kind of trail. So we set our bikes down, we looked at it, and the pucker factor, I'd say it's like an 8. The pucker factor is an 8, because it's not deadly, but anything that gnarly you could trap your arm and then your body goes over and snap your arm, or trap your leg and snap your leg. Like, there's a lot when it's that weird, or you could get kind of enough momentum to hurt yourself and hit a rock on the side or something, but it's not technically life or death like some other stuff. But anything mountain biking can be life or death in an instant for sure. But it was an 8. It was an 8, and I was scared, and I had to try it. So check it out on YouTube, coming soon. Maybe Thursday? Your guess is as good as mine. I know it's on Patreon. That drop-in is sketch. Hey, I found you on YouTube because you're gardening vids. Then I saw the mountain biking, and I was like, this guy is me. We're kindred spirits, Nico. We are kindred spirits. We got Ricardo Lopez checking in with the $9.99 super chat. I did watch WrestleMania as well, and it was okay. It wasn't the most stupendous WrestleMania, but I owe it. That's the only, I watch Royal Rumble, I watch WrestleMania, I watch more of the All Elite Wrestling stuff more routinely. But yeah, it was okay. WWE, it's tough. It's not grabbing me as much, but there's always hope. Back to Ricardo Lopez with the $9.99 super chat. You have to rip the trails back at Virginia Key and Miami. A lot of new badass trails since you've been. Good luck with the van. See you on the trail. That's awesome, Ricardo. I remember going, and I remember talking to the guys there and them being like, yeah, there's a very solid group of volunteers, and they're always changing around. They're always making things. So that is cool to hear. Virginia Key, there was like a lot of interesting creative stuff and goofy stuff, and I remember it being warm down there. I don't remember, it had to be more early, like February or something like that, but oh man. Any plans to get a ham radio technician license so you can install a mobile radio in your van? Who do I, yeah, I could see that. We got BKXC here on the horn. Keep her between the ditches, good buddy. But the ham radio is different than just the regular thing. What do you call it? Mr. Man 26 found my videos during the pandemic. Awesome. I talked about in one of my videos, I think it was down in Santa Barbara, how the people who have been out of the sport have such a big advantage. Even if you've gained 200 pounds, but 20 years ago you rode mountain bikes, you know, like, oh, I know this much, like, how bad it's gonna hurt. I know this and I know that. So it's like, you can work on it. Yeah, CB radio, there you go. You can work on your fitness, you can work on your health, but you kind of already have that muscle memory. Someone just trying to get into mountain bike, it's a tougher thing. Even if you're already fit, like, you'll get there. And there's tons of examples of guys like Colorado Kid Joe. He hopped on a mountain bike and he was good within a year, and now he's bordering on great. I don't want to give him a big head or anything, but when I've ridden with him, I'm blown away by. But some people just have just enough the skill, but then not enough fear, and that helps. Like Sarah. Sarah's an amazing rider, and she obviously doesn't have that fear. Like, my fear level just still has to get slowly, like, peeled away one little layer at a time. So it takes me 1,000 rides to peel my fear away, where like people like Sarah just hack at it like a katana. They're like, yeah, I crashed. Oh yeah, I dislocated my shoulder. Big deal. Like, I'm still love mountain biking. I'm still gonna go do this. So it's crazy. I'm not built that way, but I have had my thousands of rides. So I can ride Portal and I can do the crazy stuff. And just the lot lizards. I had to tell Sarah what that was, and she's like, what in the world? Never heard of it. Now we have a second person corroborating. Nigel with the $9.99 super chat. We need you back on the road. We'll get back on the road. We'll definitely get back on the road. It's going to happen because of you. Thank you, Nigel. I appreciate that, man. We're doing it. The Portal video is doing extremely well, and I think the Horse Thief video is going to do extremely well. I've got the Slick Rock video, which is awesome, but it's not like the person off the street watching the video. Like, the Portal video is the person off the street is like, what? Huh? Whoa, this is so crazy. Where Slick Rock that's a great video, but it'll be more Cole. Exactly. Moving on. MTB Fluxin with the $10. Your technical climbing is impressive in those Moab videos. Any chance we get a climbing technique video? Sorry to hear about the van. So this is interesting because I'm so terrible at articulating what I'm doing or what is happening when I'm climbing. Like, any kind of instruction is pretty tough. But when I did Gold Bar Rim, when we were doing that, I was like, we need to come back. I need to come back and challenge someone who's pretty good at climbing, maybe Single Track Sampler, maybe Crashing Dad, maybe whoever is also a crazy climber. Jeff Lenoski just beat me. He'd beat me like crazy, but I'd still challenge him. Jeff Kendall-Weed on Gold Bar Rim, where there's us riding and then a third cameraman, because it's just too good. The challenges are just so wonky that it's some of the weirdest stuff I've ever seen. And to get it like in a row and to string it together and like go back and forth, where it's like a game of bike or $10 per hole, you know, like betting on golf, $10 per. So it's really good. It's just awesome to have that confidence, to come out of Moab with legit confidence and not have it blown up. I went over the bars one time. Oh, maybe the battery's dying in this. But it was a kind of a little stupid section that was sandy or whatever. And I think Aaron will have that in his pothole arch video. Casey with the 1999 super chat. Come back to Arkansas anytime, but don't California my Arkansas. Hey, between me and you, I know what you're talking about. We manual off excavators around here. Safety third, baby. It's all. we should have the right, you know, yeah, seatbelts, come on, seatbelts. You should have the option. You should be able to buy a big soda and not wear your seatbelt if you don't want to. It's an informed adult decision. But let's not get off on everyone who wants their super chats back after Brian went off the deep end about seatbelts. Centennial video. I appreciate your hard work, my friend. Thank you, Casey, very much. I'm glad Sarah thought I made up that term until Chris corroborated. 10-4, good buddy. Robert H with the $10 super chat. Let me see if you got a message in there. Mark Bloxham with the $20 super chat. The messages. Yeah, I would love to ride with Dangerous Dave. He would whoop my butt too, but I try to make it a contest. I shared one of Dangerous Dave's videos on my community page a little while back as well. Oh yeah, you guys know about Trail 1 components, right? You got if you got a pair of grips in your checkout right now, if you got a pair of Hell's Gate grips in your cart right now, and you use the promo code VAN, V-A-N, you get a free pair of Hell's Gate grips, the best grips in the world. These were the prototype grips because they have the different font on there. So yeah, there's only 3 of them. I've given away 3 grips for the live stream tonight, but it's always nice to see the stuff get given away and people actually take me up on it and stuff. But the funniest thing that I get from comments about the Hell's Gate grips, named after Hell's Gate National Park in Kenya, where I rode with my buddy Adam and his dad, Richard, and people always say, oh, I want a thick grip. But you haven't actually felt the grip, so how would you know that the grip is thick or not when most people are like, well, I kind of wish the grips were thinner. So if you like a thick grip, take a chance on a grip. It's a product that, you know, you're going to wear out over time. You could switch, you can test different ones, but very proud of this. I'm very proud of all the work that went into the friggin' grips and everything that we made, and it's awesome. I did not forget to change the oil in the van. I did very good services as much as possible, and yeah, nice. You've seen the handlebars out in the wild. That's awesome. Or in videos. Van Can is doing the Lord's work, putting the Trail 1 handlebars in his videos. I love that. BCPOV with the $10 Canadian super chat. I cannot wait for Eric's video from Everstoke. He built a masterpiece on the land. I didn't bring my bike this time, so I didn't actually get in there and ride it, but some folks have ridden it, and I think Jay Bike Som cleaned it. So yeah, the grips are they're not sticky. It's kind of like between the super soft compound and the hard compound. It's kind of in the medium compound. They, you know, everything kind of gets sticky after a while, but they're not that like kind of ooey gooey sticky that some people like. That's more sticky, but I like it. Thunderstruck Coach wants an XL grip. Try it out, and then if you don't like it, give it to one of your riding buddies. But it's pretty big. I gave one to my buddy Mr. Percussive Poe, and he was telling Jay, he's like, oh, they're just too big. I don't know how to tell Brian that, you know, it's nice and all, but they're just too big for me. And it's like, that's fine. That feedback is all welcome. Take the feedback, leave a review, all that stuff. So yeah. How's the property going? We're doing good. We're working. We're clearing. We did a lot this weekend. I didn't film, but oh man, it's endless. Yeah, the sticky ones are always kind of weird, but everything will get sticky over time, especially leave it out in the sun and all that. But try it out, Axeman. I think it's worth it. Yeah, we will do some iterations on these grips, because now that people have said, they're kind of thick, we're gonna try to make a thinner one. But that's like, you know, 2025. So when it comes out, it comes out. But we listen to all the feedback for sure, and we all take it in, but it's hard to, you know, figure out, did you actually touch it and feel it and buy it, or are you saying that you want a thicker grip but you've never seen it? And I have giant hands too. Where do I have another grip here to compare? I threw all the other grips away. This is an Ergon GE1 Evo. I don't know if you can even tell the thickness. This feels thinner to me. Yeah, it's not even a really good comparison, but yeah, it's too technical. It was a V6. It was. And I wish it was a V8. I was driving my dad's truck, and it's just so good. It's just so good. Having the V8 to actually get on the freeway, get around something. If somebody, like when I was coming back home from Everstoke, there's all these just weird little plugs of people on their phone or texting, and you can just tell they're distracted. You just get around, go up, and find your little spot, and then put it on cruise control again. Yeah. Well, grips make a difference trying different grips. Like of just try a different one, do this, and get a feel of it basically. Because it's just, it's a thing that if you ride a ton, you're going to wear it out within a year, 2 years, or if you crash on it kind of thing. So it's worth doing it. Jay Landrum, I've gotten that same piece of feedback at least 7 times now. So your email and 6 other people's comments. So it's all the same of like, you don't know, how do you know? Unless we said, the actual diameter. Like if I was buying a grip, you don't know until you get it going. Dale Stone, what's up, man? Wismas, I think I will be on the east coast of Canada at that time, riding my favorite trails in the world, Sentier-du-Moulin. They sent me a little care package. Look at this sweet shirt they sent for the Wolverine Trail. They're doing some awesome branding. I wish they would have asked for my sizes before they sent it, because I'm not going to wear it because it's a large. But Quebec, baby. It's all about Quebec. And I haven't been there in 2 years because of friggin' COVID. So hopefully we get some good, nice, warm days and things thaw out and melt out in Canada while I'm still on the East Coast. Or else I got to take my brand new $13,000 engine across the country again. So it's the best. Sentier-du-Moulin is the best. And now with my skills, and Quebec just has so much. Quebec City area itself is just ridiculous. When you look at, there's this one called History Sans Fin, like Never Ending Story, and that's like a brand new trail that is. It's just one trail at this time. And I'm kind of talking out my butt without being able to look at the trail forks. But it's like a ski resort that's already there that's just starting to experiment with mountain bike trails. And it's like a big old descent, big old lift-assisted descent, but just only one trail. So it's like, I got to go ride that. And then I got to go do Nielsen Trail again and actually do the full loop, because there's a couple trails I didn't hit when I was there. And then take Sarah up there because she's got to see it too. And so, so many good things. We got Josh B checking in with the $20 super chat. I think we've paid for the engine by now. I think we're good. I think I've probably got $13,000 worth of super chats by now. Now this is like Mexican food after the after the fact. I appreciate it very much. Sorry about the van, my man. Smiley face, sad smiley face. Keep crushing it. Those Moab videos with you and MTB Adventures were great. Thank you. It was MTBing Adventures. It was Aaron's idea to do that, to actually do this kind of back and forth style of the videos, which I've done with a bunch of different people. And go check out his channel. There's a link in the description. He's got me riding. He's got me on Porcupine Rim, on Jackson and Rock Stacker, and 18 Road and Fruta. So just so good. That was fantastic. Of course, we got to put the star of the show on. So Jackson was very interesting. Rockstacker and Jackson, I think, were both harder than Gold Bar Rim and Portal, which is funny because, Portal's the pro line on Trail Forks, but I think only because they just don't want people people have this idea they want to ride this trail when they don't know what they're getting into. They're in over their head. They don't have the fitness. They don't have the skill. So it's like kind of like a subliminal, like, hey, go ride Captain Ahab. If you don't walk your bike at all on Captain Ahab, then maybe you could go ride Portal. But if you don't if you don't walk your butt, like even on the climbs, even on everything. But so Jackson and Rockstacker were harder than Portal, and because they were just weird, janky things. There was only maybe 4 crux type things. It's all a blur, of course, but the crux type things were super jank, super weird, like way like yeah, like sliding down a rock slab. You'll see in in Aaron's video, just like what in the hell. And so those were tough, but they were kind of only a couple, and then the payout wasn't that good because it was a climb up and a thing down. So I didn't really like it that much, but it was, I mean, like it that much. Everything compared to Portal is a little bit less, but it's solid. It's awesome. It's definitely an option if you want to do some janky thing. But oh man, pretty cool. I saw something. Yes, when I ride without the camera on, I talk the exact same way, for sure, of like making fun, making jokes and talking. I always remember doing that and like having little catchphrases and yelling it out, like when I'm behind my brother or my brother's behind me. So I've had 12 years of practice for sure. Woo! Awesome, Gossy. I did buy the van new, but the warranty, 77,000 miles. There's they don't do unlimited for sure. SoCal MTB Adventures wants to know, what's the best advice to gain subscribers and viewers? You have to make something that makes people feel something. You can't just make a video of you riding a trail. You have to make people feel something. You have to make them want to share it. You have to make people go like, whoa, what's going to happen? Whoa, what is this? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, wow, I've never seen this before. They have to feel something. If they don't feel anything, you're not doing your job. You're just getting out there, you put the gimbal on, you're riding, you're documenting, but it's the number one thing. When I ride with anybody, everybody has a personality, everybody has like jokes and stuff, but when you're on the camera, when you have your face in the camera, it's a whole different ball game. So if you can bring your true self to the camera, to YouTube, or some people bring their fake self to YouTube and somehow it works, but that is a ticking time bomb for you to be found out to be a fraud. So bring your true self to YouTube, bring it, and just make people feel something. And that's why things go haywire when people try to do clickbait and all this stuff. Funeral for a van, the van is dead. The van is dead though, $13,000. I'm not gonna have the van for friggin' months, I'm sure, when the friggin' engine comes. But you have to make people feel something. That's like entertain or educate or some other, I think there was another E or something like that. But there's a lot of videos out there for starting a YouTube channel and kind of, there's tactical things, but really it's just why do people care? Why do they even care? Like what's the thing? Like what are you doing that's different? And my thing always has been ride the best trails in the world. Go out and go ride, go see as many things. And I got to keep doing that. And now that engage. Yeah, that might be one. But get out there as much as possible. Yeah, that's kind of the coolest thing of being a friend and being approachable and being interesting enough and being funny enough that, hey, everybody wants to come along for the ride. And I bring you along for the ride just like you're there. And that's totally by happenstance and like a little bit when I realize, oh yeah, I could be a friend. So before I started my channel 6 years ago, I wanted to do something to make a living on YouTube. So yeah, it's just the 6th anniversary of YouTube. We'll talk about YouTube. I wanted to make a living. I didn't want to work a regular job like all of us. Nobody wants to work a regular job. You want to make your own time. I wanted to build some kind of online business where I could go on mountain bike vacations. I had the Basque MTB, like a picture from Basque MTB as my wallpaper at my work. I dreamed, I saw like articles about Basque MTB and just like, wow, this place just looks amazing. They did such a good job of packaging it and making it so aspirational. So that was it. Okay, how can I do a side business? And like I did audiobook reviews because there was a guy that sat across from the cubicle from me, Boogeyman Ben. He has a YouTube channel and he had like 2,000 subscribers. And I was like, what? People do stuff on YouTube? This guy has subscribers? Because before then you're just like, I don't know, who would be crazy enough to put themselves on the internet? What is this even? So I made a video of doing an audiobook review of The Martian by Andy Weir. If you Google or put into YouTube, audiobook review The Martian, you'll see my very first YouTube video. That's really my first YouTube video of trying to talk to the camera and summarize something and capture it. I also have the other first YouTube video, which I talked about in Portal, where I'm riding with my brother and it's like crappy GoPro, that kind of stuff. But, oh, Boogeyman Ben's up to 4,000 subs now. He's getting it. Get it, Boogeyman Ben. Boogeyman Ben coming round the bend. So, so I started making those videos, and then I made one and then didn't make any for like, you know, months. And then I kind of got consistent and I learned to edit more, and I had edited before at my newspaper job before that. And then I'm like, what audiobook thing, you got to make revenue somehow. You got to reach people. So I was looking into the affiliate thing. So if you sell something that costs $300, you make an affiliate of like $12 off of it, a little percentage on Amazon. So I found the smart sprinkler controllers, and I went to work on the smart sprinkler controllers because there was no good content on the web or on YouTube about them. So I got the first one and installed it, made a video, and I just made all these videos about smart sprinkler controllers, and those videos got a bunch of views, and I called it the Wi-Fi garden because I love gardening, I love like tech stuff. That whole thing just totally stagnated. The industry stagnated. If they were actually releasing new and interesting stuff, I would actually probably still be trying to do that, because I think I made $200 a month or something at one point off those crazy, silly videos. So I've been uploading videos since 2011, yet to break 400 subs. Don't do whatever I'm doing. That's like the Jim Cramer. When Jim Cramer says sell, you buy. When he says buy, you sell. Yeah, finding the holes in content that don't exist, it is a huge leg up for sure. So that was a hole. That was a huge hole, actually, even though it never really turned anything, because these sprinkler controllers are quite expensive. They're kind of too expensive, but I still have my Ratio and I like it. So I was doing stuff, and then I saw the Nate Hills video with the gimbal. I heard I heard the person, I think actually the guy who was riding wasn't Nate Hills in the first one I saw. I think Nate Hills was actually the subject, because the first thing you hear is Chasing Mr. Hills. It's on Lower Hangover. Just the best friggin' video. Perfect, you know, perfect visuals, perfect sound. I'm like, what is this? Like, so I found that it was a gimbal, bought all the stuff, uploaded my first video very shortly after that, within a week, I think. So my first video was the feedback attack rack bike stand, but then I did mountain biking with the Feotech gimbal. That video has 400,000 views at this point, and it had like 100,000 within the first couple years. So it's like people are still getting recommended that video and watching that video. It's so bizarre because the Feotech gimbal is old news at this point. And I just kept going. And I just kept going and going and going, and that was it. Boy, it's hot in here. It's 7:30. It's bedtime for Sarah. I know that much. Let's see if nope, she didn't text me. So all right, we have had a pretty much perfect 90-minute live stream where we hung out. We had a lot of great questions. Thank you all for the friggin' generous super chats and all this stuff. Yeah, it's almost 80 inside the shed right now. We're hustling. But yeah, the van, I'll make it happen. Things will go. Things will be good. Things will be fine. I still have to actually do a bunch of work on my bike before I get it going, because I'm going to take it on a plane very soon. And I can't do it. I can't do the work on the bike and do the live stream because it'll be another 4 hours in here. So I'm going to call it. Thank you all for being here for sure. It's great. I just love hanging out and going back, and at least when I have a story to tell, it helps me keep the flow going, because an hour and a half straight of talking and having you guys interact it's really the best. So I'm gonna end the stream without doing the weird, hopefully getting the stream cutoff thing. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Hit the like button before you leave. Why not? I don't think it really matters at this point. I'm not going to put the monetization on this or anything for the ads. So I think putting ads on the live stream is a pain, because you jump into the live stream and then you have to watch an ad for something. So I'll spare you the ads on the live streams. But thank you. Thank you for hanging out. We had a good ride. Who won the basket? Is the basketball game still going? I'm waiting for the score. Come on. Hey Siri. Oh no. No, not Siri. Stop. Cancel. I only do Google.
There's nothing to stop you.
I only do Google. I don't really like the Siri myself. So, all right. See you guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. NC is ahead. Halftime. I hit the button. I was still talking. All right, y'all. I appreciate it. Peace.